17 million voted for Brexit, and Theresa May thought that gave her the mandate to decide when and how to leave. But the High Court decided otherwise today. Judges ruled she can't do any of it unless Parliament approves. Campaigners at the High Court earlier knew this victory was significant. They don't come much bigger than this.
The result today is about all of us. It's not about me or my team. It's about our United Kingdom and all our futures.
A defeat this was for the government, but one it will appeal.
The people are the ones who Parliament represent. 17.4 million of them, the biggest mandate in history, voted for us to leave the European Union. We're going to deliver on that mandate in the best way possible for the British national interest.
So what has changed? Theresa May planned to trigger Article 50, the official start of Britain's divorce with the EU, in March next year. And the government will try to overturn today's ruling at the Supreme Court next month. If that appeal fails, the government will be forced to draw up legislation to put before MPs and Lords in the new year. That could take months, putting the March deadline in doubt. What alarms Leave campaigners is that the majority of MPs did want to stay and might still want to stay in the EU. So Leave politicians were furious today.
It would be pretty scandalous if an unelected House of Lords were to frustrate the will of 17.5 million people in a referendum.
The only legal way to leave the European Union is under Article 50. The British people voted to leave the European Union. It therefore follows, as night follows day, that Article 50 has to be triggered.
But if the Supreme Court here, just across from the Palace of Westminster, decides next month the power to trigger Article 50 should rest with MPs and Lords, there is little the government can do. So high are the constitutional stakes here, all 11 current Supreme Court judges are likely to sit on this case. It's the first time ever that has happened. And those who wanted the UK to remain in the EU sense an opportunity.
I mean, the majority of MPs, as we know, don't think it's in our national interest to leave the EU.
How can you vote against it when 17.4 million people expressed their view very clearly in June that they wanted to leave?
Most of those people would regard me as a dyed-in-the-wool hypocrite if after 50 years I suddenly said that I was in favour of Britain leaving the European Union.
This court ruling, I think, leaves them with nowhere to hide. They need to get their act together and they need to make clear what it is they're trying to achieve.
The exit process is now in the hands of the Supreme Court. Chris Ship, News at 10.